such an exciting moment for Caitlin Scott to be here. She made it here through the Utah qualifier that they had hundreds of entries and earned their way to their first Calgary Stampede. And she actually hasn't even been running barrels much and rodeoing since 2019, so this is kind of her comeback moment. This horse that she's running, she calls Twiz. Now, she entered two horses at the qualifier. She entered her main horse, and Twiz was the backup. Well, now Twiz has really stepped up to be the superstar in her string of horses, and this is a very big stage for a horse that hasn't been rodeoing a lot, but it's an exciting one, and we've seen those young horses step up in this arena. Here Caitlin goes in there. She really makes sure that that horse sees that first barrel, pulls him around really nice. And they're having a beautiful run. How picture perfect was that second barrel as they set up for the third?
Wow.
Wow, they're seasoned. This is going to be a beautiful way to start off your Stampede.
You bet.
Woo!
You bet.
Wow. And you know, you just got to love this for Caitlin to be up here for their first time here in Canada, be back here in rodeo, come through the qualifier. What a dream come true. And the second fastest time we've seen so far, that's going to be really tough to beat.
Yeah, that IHOP replay, absolutely perfect. 17-12. Comes another qualifier, Chelsea Moore.
Yep, Chelsea Moore, she made it through the Utah qualifier as well, and she's also having an incredible season in the WPRA. This horse is Woodrow. This is the horse she qualified on. And you can see she's making sure that Woodrow sees that first barrel. We got another lefty here. The ground looks fantastic as she sets him up for that second. This horse has a big, long stride. Maybe took a little bit of a step by that second barrel. That's going to cost him a little time, but you can tell that Woodrow can really fly.
He can.
Wow, that just goes to show how fast Caitlin Scott really was top of the ground. You see here on that second, he was really running and maybe went a little bit by that second, cost him a little bit. They're going to have to tighten that up tomorrow.
$17-12, $17-60. Now to Sissy Wynn.
Sissy Wynn getting set up with Patrick. This horse has never run in this arena before. We're used to seeing her on scoop, but you can see why right there with that first barrel, why she decided to run this horse. They're really making a nice run, maybe slightly by that second as well, and they head into that third. They cleaned it up. Nice, quick, snappy. I like this team with Patrick and Sissy Wynn.
Third best.
You can tell that it's definitely going to be a good, safe, and fast track today in the barrel races we get set with Carly Otero. This is her first time to run barrels at the Calgary Stampede since 2015. She also made it here through the Rocky Mountain qualifier up here in Canada. This horse is sly. He's tiny but mighty. He's really had a lot of speed going into that first. And Butch, he was just trying to do his job on that first barrel, and now we hit the second, but he's really snapping back strong on the backside. Watch out for this team for these next two rounds, because he's fast.
Yeah, look at that, JD.
That would have been a new arena record, and they loped home.
Yeah, no, if she can fix those barrels, I'm telling you, watch out.
Wow, that was incredibly fast, and they didn't even try to run once they turned that third barrel.
Wow.
Put a big start next to Carly Otero.
No kidding.
Okay, so now we definitely know that the track is going to be fast. 1674.
Last cowgirl in the first set. Here comes Paige Jones.
This is Paige Jones and Bazinga. This horse can handle all kinds of different setups. Big, small, really wicked first barrel. Paige kind of checks Bazinga, comes around that second real quick, headed into that third. They're laying down a run. We know it's quick today. The third was incredible. Let's watch the clock. This was fast.
17-25, second best so far.
Boy, what a tough round.
Yeah, Caitlin Scott still has that lead at 17-12.
Absolutely incredible. Paige Jones, she just laid down that picture-perfect textbook barrel run right there.
What a start to Pool B. Holy cow. First cowgirl out, Caitlin Scott, 17-12.
Affair. This is a really cool moment, especially with Chris Molly being such a Calgary Stampede legend in the Chuck Wagons. Now his 18-year-old daughter, one of the youngest competitors here at the Stampede, is running at her first one. She just turned 18 a week before Calgary Stampede entries closed. for a long time.
Good run.
1760.
She'll get faster too, Janie.
No, absolutely, especially when it's your very first trip in this setup. You just build confidence each and every round. Going in there, making that businesswoman run is not a bad way to start it out.
It's tied for fourth right now. It's 1760. Caitlin Scott still in the top spot, 1712.
You're ready for Alyssa Riley. She's fresh off her first NFR and now here at her first ever Calgary Stampede. She had a string of horses to choose from, but decided to go with money, and I think this was a good call. This horse is absolutely incredible, and they're fast. Had a little bit of ground trouble on the back of that first barrel and a slip, and we have not seen that in the last couple rounds. They're going to bring out the handbrakers and work it out, and they still had a nice smooth run. They're going to have to pick up confidence for that first one tomorrow.
Winds up in the 18s, 18-16.
And now what you want to see for your first round, but so far it's been pretty good. But Money went maybe a step by the first and then really came back strong, caught a slick spot on the bottom of that ground, and just didn't work out for the first barrel.
Replay brought to you by IHOP. 3 barrel racers remaining as we get our first look at Pool B. Abby Phillips, good year. She's number 4 in the world.
Abby Phillips and her horse, she calls Andy Anderson, have been absolutely incredible all year long. She's very comfortable in the top 5 in the world, had an awesome Cowboy Christmas. She sets this mare up for the left, and she has a great comeback story on this horse. This horse was young and really had to step up for her, and to say that this horse has stepped up is an understatement. Right there, Andy just really came around strong on the backside. That was no fault of that horse's owner, or even Abby. That Andy was just really trying to do her job.
17:41, but they're going to tack on 5.
It was so impressive how tight this horse really comes around those barrels, but you can see just a little close, shouldered it on that backside, headed into third.
And that is a big horse, isn't it, Janie?
Oh, big, and just, you know, it's really amazing to see those large horses just turn in those tight little turns.
So athletic.
We want to talk about our Canadian superstar here, Lynette Broadway, as she gets ready to go. She's a veteran here in Canada, 6 times in the CFR, our reigning Canadian champion. Cowboy has been incredible. They've just won a bunch of rodeos here leading up to Calgary Stampede up here in Canada. They're a deceivingly fast team. As she goes into that second, she sets Cowboy up perfectly. She's a great trainer as well. She's trained this horse. They know each other like the back of their hands. And a really great third. Watch out for the clock. What a consistent team already.
17:55. Going to put her in the money at the moment.
Just a nice, pretty run for the champion to start things out.
That's 4th place with 1 cowgirl to go. But it's a good one. Tacey Matthews, who was at the NFR last year.
Oh, and it was a heartbreaking situation for Tacey to not get to run Pop Rocks at the NFR. This was her superstar mare that she won the college finals on last year, then repeated that win again this year. Now, college finals was the first run that Pop Rocks has made in 8 months. Now they're back at the Stampede. They won rounds here last year. This horse is amazing, and Tacey is an incredible jockey. You can see how quick and snappy this horse really comes around each barrel. They're laying down a run and picking up speed going into that third. Ooh, they won it on the bottom of the ground yesterday. Are we going to do it again? Tacey Matthews and Pop Rocks are back.
Wow.
17:25.
Close.
That's going to tie for 2nd place. Paige Jones. Replay brought to you by IHOP.
You know, it's funny when you get a horse like this, Jeff, like she and Pop Rocks, they're like best friends. They just know what each other's doing, and when you can come back, lay them off and come back like that, put runs down,